The Senate just took a major step in ending the longest government shutdown in history.
It looks like we're getting close to the shutdown ending. You'll know very soon. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. Democrats just caved and bent the knee to Donald Trump and the Republicans. The government has been shut down for 40 days, and one of the main things that Democrats were asking for is an extension of the ACA subsidies so people have affordable health care that they can access. And the Republicans left it out of the bill, and we agreed. We agreed to that. People's premiums were doubling, tripling. And now the agreement is that we hope Republicans vote on it in December, which doesn't even guarantee a vote in the House. It is pathetic. And let me be clear, not every Democrat voted with the Republicans, so I'm going to read the names of the Democratic senators who did. You have Hassan from New Hampshire, Shaheen from New Hampshire, Fetterman, of course, from Pennsylvania, King from Maine, Kane from Virginia, Cortez Masto from Nevada, Rosen from Nevada, and Durbin from Illinois. Republicans are the reason for the shutdown. They're the reason that healthcare prices are going to skyrocket for over 20 million Americans, but Democrats just allowed them to do it. We allowed them. We bent the knee, we caved. It is pathetic.
Y'all want to hear some up news? 8 Democrats caved last night, and now the shutdown is over. With a bipartisan agreement that reopens the federal government, prevents further layoffs, and keeps critical programs running, like SNAP benefits, through next September. Now, the measure known as Minibus provides full-year funding through next September, while maintaining spending levels through the government till January 30th. Now here's the kicker. The final deal does not contain the ACA. So the Affordable Care Act and its premiums can still go up. The Democrats have made a promise that, hey, we're going to vote on this in December. We about to get ran through, y'all. On top of that, the government has snuck in a backdoor deal to abortion. Yes, baby, they want to make it harder for you to get an abortion, whether you're in a state that accepts abortions or not. And they're doing it through government funding on these facilities like Planned Parenthood and clinics. So if you receive a certain type of government funding, you cannot give abortions out. On top of that, if you're part of the Affordable Care Act healthcare insurance plan, you may not receive that either, making it harder for women in any state to get an abortion. On top of that, it'll make it harder for cancer screening and to get birth control. I don't see people talking about that shit. So I'm just throwing that in there because that is a part of this government spending bill for next year. Let me give you the list of motherfuckers that caved. Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois. Senator Angus King of Maine. Senator Catherine Cortez Masato, I hope I said that right, of Nevada. Senator Jackie Rosen of Nevada. John Fetterman's ass from Pennsylvania. Senator Tim Kaine of Virginia. Senator Jeanne Shaheen. And Senator Maggie Hassan of New Hampshire. And one Republican voted no. Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky. Most of these senators I mentioned are up for re-election in 2028 and 2030. We're getting their asses out. They've got to go. Wish I had better news. I'm sorry, y'all. Let's see what happens in December.
The concept of Democrats considering caving and voting to reopen the government based off of the strength of a promise from well-documented liars. Are we dead ass? What was the point? Genuinely, what was the point of the last almost 40 days and 40 nights if y'all are just going to cave based off of a pinky promise, knowing damn well them folks have their fingers crossed behind their backs? What the was the point? What was the point if you're just going to cave based off of the promise of well-documented liars? Next, you're going to tell me that you believe J-Lo can sing. To Senators Tammy Baldwin from Wisconsin, Mark Kelly from Arizona, John Ossoff from Georgia, Gary Peters from Michigan, Dick Durbin from Illinois, Maggie Hassan from New Hampshire, Jeanne Shaheen from New Hampshire, John Fetterman from Pennsylvania, Chuck Schumer from New York, Angus King from Maine, Alyssa Slotkin from Michigan, Catherine Cortez Masto from Nevada, John Hickenlooper from Colorado, Jackie Rosen from Nevada, and any other Democratic senator who might be getting weak in the knees. I'm going to hold your hand with a napkin in between when I say this. Stand the up, grow some balls, and hold the line. Hope this helps. Peace and love. Talk to you later.
It's Monday morning and the government is open. This is what happened last night and things you need to know. The left is already going crazy, stating that their Democratic leaders who switched side to vote to open the government are now traitors. They are eating them alive. What's crazy interesting is that they were looking at this the wrong way. Had it not been for these Democratic leaders to open up the government, you wouldn't have your SNAP benefits come tomorrow or maybe the next day. Your holiday is gone. kiss it goodbye, because everybody is talking about canceling Christmas already. I don't know what's going on with you. I'm not canceling my Christmas on behalf of you. Just know that. Here's the most important thing. The military is fully funded until 2026. Flights are going to go back to normal. You'll start seeing everything go back to normal. Mid-December is the date that you need to keep an eye on. So mid-December, they're bringing back the ACA to talk about it, maybe get a vote. But here's the thing. If you need subsidies to help pay for this Affordable Cares Act, it was never affordable from the beginning.
Oh wow, so it happens that progressives are the ones that are having a strange meltdown. Well, like you've heard from the speakers in this video, it seems like Democrat lawmakers have caved in, and finally the government shutdown that was going on for ages, that is now coming to an end thanks to 8 Democrat lawmakers who voted in for the government to reopen. Now you'd ask yourself, is this a good thing for the American citizens, or is it a bad thing? This is now where we need to investigate further, because I do not understand. Last week or the previous days, people are complaining that the government needs to reopen so that services can be given or services can be offered to people. But then again, when the government is about to reopen, there are people complaining that the lawmakers have easily caved in, and I'm confused. What do the people want? But in order to understand this, let's continue listening to a few more opinions, and then thereafter we're gonna give our unsolicited commentary. Let's go.
Never doubt the Democrats' ability to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory, bro. It is unparalleled, their desire to lose even when they win. A group of Senate Democrats, led by Chuck Schumer, have decided they're going to capitulate to the Republicans and vote to reopen the government in exchange for essentially a pinky promise. They're giving away all of their leverage for the next few months and teaching the Republicans that starving Americans is a legitimate political strategy for getting what you want, only in exchange for a vote on the extension of Obamacare. Mind you, not even an actual promise that Obamacare will be extended. Simply a vote, which will almost assuredly fail. When you watch something like this, you inevitably have to come to the conclusion that the Democrats genuinely want to lose. And when they win too hard, they start getting scared. Because this last election cycle that just happened, the Democrats learned that they were not punished for the government shutdown. In fact, it probably helped them a lot. And the lesson that Chuck Schumer turned around and took from that is, oh, it's time to give up all of our fight against Donald Trump and the Republicans, because obviously they don't want to win. The Democrats are a controlled opposition party. Obviously, these moderates who folded need to be primaried, but this is the function of the party. So why should anyone really be surprised?
So Democrats just abandoned the fight during the government shutdown, as they have now just caved to Republicans by making a deal with them that doesn't even include extending the healthcare subsidies that they were fighting for in the first place. Because this deal that they just made with Republicans, all the Democrats got out of this was a promise from Republicans to just hold a vote on extending the subsidies. Yeah, what the are you doing? You trust Republicans to keep a promise? Are you serious? Tens of millions of people are now still at risk of losing their health insurance because now, without these subsidies, they just won't be able to afford it. Their premiums will even double or triple or even quadruple in price. And the Democrats just completely gave up on fighting for this. Wow. Yeah, guys, this is meant to be our opposition party, by the way. This is meant to be our opposition party. Yeah, we don't even really have an opposition party in this country. Most Democrats just need to lose their job. Like all these establishment corporate Democrats, they need to be primaried as soon as possible, especially Chuck Schumer, because he is the one behind this. This is just crazy to me. Like, they gave up this easily. Wow.
Now, I want to be very clear. It is a long way from being over, but what just happened tonight is a significant step forward, and we could see the end of this government shutdown by the middle of this week. 3 important things you need to understand. First and foremost, no, ACA, Affordable Care Act subsidies, are not part of the deal to reopen the government. 2, we are going to be right back here in another government shutdown at the end of January in just 2 months. And 3, the filibuster will stay intact in the Senate.
This is crazy, and this is exactly why you do not trust politicians, because when you think that they have your interest in their hands, they are gonna disappoint you. And I think they follow where their pockets lie and not for the people they represent. Sometimes you wonder, are politicians really representing the citizens, what the citizens really want, or exactly where their pockets reach? You cannot even deny that politicians are actually working for their pockets and not for the people. And this is exactly what the Democrats lawmakers have done to their people. And the progressives are melting down, or they're really mad at the type of betrayal, I would say, because they did not expect the government shutdown to be ended very soon. Remember, it's not over yet, like the last speaker said, and I'm gonna urge you to go and visit the last speaker because she has broken down these points that she has just mentioned there. Other than that, I just want to refer back to a speaker who was talking about the issue of abortion, which is like an abomination to talk about, but I just want to say that it's crazy to think about how people perceive abortions and things like that. Of course, your body, your choice, and there's also the issue of morality, which other people feel like there is no way to define morals. Some people feel abortion is the right thing to do, or is the right of any woman to do. Others feel like there are ways in which abortions can be done to save the women, but not to be used as a form of contraceptive that is a regular one but only used for medical purpose. Others believe that even to use it as a medical purpose, they are being denied this right. So it's kind of it's not straightforward, but I think I don't agree with the speaker who was talking about the issue of abortion. But if it's being done, like for example, a woman's life is at risk and this is the only way to save her, then maybe that can be done. 99.99% I am with children deserve life. It's crazy how you see people define children as someone who was gotten out of the womb, not someone who is in the womb. So not about that. That's not the topic of today. The topic of today is how the Democrat lawmakers have caved into the promise of Republicans who are promised to vote in the ACA thing in the coming months, and it's not even a sure thing because it's just a promise, and sometimes promises can be broken. Following that, the government is now going to open. This means that SNAP benefits is gonna continue. I remember there was an order by a judge who said that SNAP benefits have to continue, which is a win for people who are depending on that. It's now at least a relief for families that depended on that, children who are needy. To think of it, we had an issue of military not getting paid, but since the government is coming back to life, then it means that at least, like it has been mentioned, up to 2026 is something that is sure thing that they are continuing to be paid, which is a good thing. Imagine having soldiers who are not being paid. You know how that is really bad to a nation. The fact that they are going to be paid, which is, I think, it's gonna boost their morale. For the uncertainty, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of uncertainty, but at least for now, it's sure enough that they are gonna be motivated to pull through to the next year. And this is some of the things that makes, less and less people join the military because of volatile situations like this. But hey, what do you think? Do you think these Democrat lawmakers were bought in by the conservatives, or do you think the conservatives just did, or the Republicans just did good whipping in terms of getting votes so that the government can be reopened? And do you think these people can win the next midterm re-election, or can the party take actions against them? Can they be sanctioned, or can they just be left alone as it is for a democracy where you let someone elect or express their ideas or their voices to any subject and it's acceptable? I don't know. When we have political parties, most of the times they want the members to speak in line with how the political party speaks. So I don't know what's gonna happen to them. I don't know what their constituents are gonna say about them. I already seen some people saying that they are ready to get them off these seats come the next elections, which I guess is an emotional move. But you let me know, did you want the government to continue being shut down, or did you want it to be reopened? Let me know in the comment section down there below. Your thoughts and opinions would be really insightful. Also, if you do disagree, please don't be shy to do so. Do so respectfully. Your opinions will be really helpful in shaping up this video. Also, don't forget to go and check the creators that are featured in this video today. Go to their TikToks, follow their accounts, like their videos. For this specific upload, make sure you smash a huge thumbs up button, consider subscribing, turn on post notifications so that you may not miss my next upload. And with that, guys, let me meet you in the next one. Danny here, signing out. Peace.